Welcome back, guys. So, in this lesson, we want to talk about media queries and responsive designs. These are absolutely important aspects of CSS because every modern website are required to be responsive. By responsive means the website is going to look absolutely beautiful on mobile screens, on laptops, and on desktop, or even on bigger desktops. Okay, so let's see how that goes. All right. So within my HTML, I have this. We still have the same div with a class of container. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this, and then I'm going to have another div with a class of box. Okay, so I can have a div with a class of box. I'm going to have an h1 inside. So let's do an h2. So I can have an h2 that says second section. Sorry. You can have a paragraph that says lorem tab, and then let's have the last one. I'll say div with a class of third. We've talked about this shortcut in the HTML course. So I'm going to have the h2 and also the paragraph. Okay, so if we go back to the browser, we have something like this. Okay, now so on the website, before we even do anything, let me show you something. So I can give my body a background color of, let's do blue. This is going to look ugly, but it's just for the purpose of this lesson. Okay, now I'm going to go to the inspect section. All right, and this is the inspect section of the browser. Okay, so you can see that I can scale or open the browser to a certain width. All right, so the width for mobile phone will be something around this point. The width for tablet devices will be something around this point, and then for laptop will be something around this point. So I can decide and say whenever my laptop is viewed on the mobile phones, I want the background color to be white. If it's viewed on the desktop, or sorry, on the tablet, I want my background color to be blue. And then if I view on desktop, I want the background color to be yellow. Okay, so right now the background color is blue because this is the normal CSS styling for everything. Okay, so I could say go to the bottom and say at media. So this is how we write media query at media. Then we're going to need to pass a specific device width. All right, so I can say on screen devices, and if the maximum max dash width is, let's do 460 pixels. Okay, so inside of this media query now, what do I want to do? I want to change the background color of the body. Okay, so the only thing I want to change is I want to say background color, let's do yellow. Now if I leave it like this, it means all of these, the default style, is still going to apply. The only thing I'm changing within this screen width is the background color. So if we go back, and then if I scroll down, once we get to what I've specified, we're going to get yellow. You see that? Because I say if the maximum width is 460, so this means from 0 to 460 pixels. All right, so once it's within this range, you can see at the top here, if I go up to 460, it's going to be yellow. But once I get to 461, now this is going to be blue. Okay, but anything from 0 to 460, let me notch it down. So if I take it to 1, this is 1, you can see we are still seeing the yellow. So anything from 0 to 460, we're going to have yellow. All right, so let's say we want to target for the tablet devices. I'm just going to copy this and then paste it down. But at this point, I'm not going to say max width. I'm going to say if the minimum width, so I just want to go +1. It's going to be 461. Then I'll come back and say, and because I want to target another point, I'm going to say, and if the max width, so let's say max width is, this time let's just say the tablet is 900. Okay, So this is going to mean that from 461 to 900 pixels, any device that is as wide as that, we want the background color to be green. So if I go back and then once I'm out of 460, the background color is going to change to green. You see that now? Once I get to 461, it's going to be green. So if I take it up, once I get to 901, it should go back to the default, which is blue. So on tablets we have yellow, on phones we have mobile phones we have yellow, on tablets we have green, on web devices, on desktop and laptop we have blue. So with this knowledge now, we now have the basic the basic knowledge of how media queries work. Okay, now I can say in my desktop I want my H1, all my H1 to have a font size. Do I have any H1 in this project? I don't. We have an H2 instead, so I can say all my H2, I want the font size to be, let's do 42 pixels. If I save that and go to the browser, you can see how big this H2 is. Okay, now I can say if I get to the mobile view, you can see that the H2 is breaking, so we need to reduce the size in the mobile view. So I can come to where we have the mobile view. So under the body, I want to say all my H1, I want the font size to be maybe 22 pixels. Okay, so if I save and go back, let's see, is there anything I'm leaving? H1 font size 22 pixels. Okay, good. So if I save and go back, all right, so I can say within the media query, I can say all my H2. Okay, I can say I want the font size to be maybe 22 pixels. If I save and go back, let's go back to the browser. Now they are now smaller, 22 pixels. All right, but once I go outside to the desktop, you can see the difference in the size. Okay, so the tablet is now we might say, okay, it's still too big for tablets. So let's go back. We can say on the tablet view, we want our H2 to be maybe 32 pixels. All right. Oh, sorry. The font size of our H2 to be 32 pixels. So on the normal view, we have 42. On the mobile view, it's 22. On the tablet view, it's 32. If I save and go back, so, sorry. So this is going to have the biggest font size, that is on the laptop and desktop. On the tab is a little bit smaller, and then on the mobile phone it's a little bit smaller. It's smaller than the rest. We can also alternate colors, so I can say the color of the H2 for the tablet should be maybe white. Okay, and then I'm just going to copy and paste because of time. This video is getting longer. The color of the H2 here, the background is yellow. So I can say maybe let's do maybe cyan. Okay, and then the background color normally of the H2 on every other place should be maybe a background, oh, not a background color, we meant to do color. The color should be maybe red. All right, so if I go back and then on the big view, you can see it's red. I mean, this is not looking fine at all. It's just to make you see what it's possible. Okay, so on this view it is red. If we go down, when it's green it's white. This looks more appealing to the eyes. And then if we go back, this is absolutely off, but you get the idea. I mean, this is not readable at all, but you get the idea of that we can actually change anything at all depending on the device width. I can also say whenever I'm on the mobile view, I don't want this H2 to display, so I can say display none. So if I go back, we can see we have the H2 on these two sections, the laptop on the tab, but once I get to the mobile view, we don't have the H2 anymore. All right, same thing with on the tablet. I can also say display none on the tablet. All right, so if I go back to tablet, I don't have it, but if I go back to the web, I can have it. All right, so this also works with different kind of position absolutes, position relative. So on the laptop, I can say particular element should be position absolute. On the mobile phone, I can say should be position fixed. So all of that is possible. So here is it, guys. the media queries in CSS. I'll see you in the next one.